Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DCUO SourceCast. I am, of course, Trex, and alongside me via the interwebs, we have Super Patriot.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Oh. Wow, I got like a bad echo for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Oh, I know why. 1 second.
No, because you need to mute your stream.
No, it's coming from something else that I can't control because I did something. All right. I'll have to tinker with it later. But anyways, yay! And besides your Patriot, we have Brittany.
Hi.
You just...
I had to, she brings the excitement, doesn't she?
She does. She does. Just all of it. Just...
I said hi.
Like, you're trying to have the record for saying hi the fastest and the shortest. Like, you're trying to make it into like a millisecond.
Did I win?
With as little build-up as possible.
Yeah. You're not just a whole, hey, how's it going? You're like, hey. No, you're like, hey.
I said hi. Jeez.
And okay, yeah, she said hi. That's all I got right now. I'm okay with it. So, Vagrant is not here with us right now. He is, doing the adult thing, doing the proper adult thing, and he's at work. He took an extra hour to help his paycheck a bit, so he will be probably coming in a little bit later in the show. Most likely doing some random thing.
I think he said be here around 9.
Yeah. So he'll be try and be here within the hour. So you got us. Enjoy it. I also want to give a heads up. If you guys have not been following me on Twitter, because I just retweeted this stuff, Michael Grid and Decon are drunk with power. Somewhat. When I say drunk with power, they're in a competition on who they can ban legitly, and whoever wins, whoever has the most timeouts for the night, they win. I don't know what they win, but they win. So Grid and Decon are literally on the power trip right now. So chat, I recommend behaving. Don't let them win.
You need a demod Pixie so they can, deal with her.
Oh, but then I can just time her out. I have that power. Wait, do I have that power? I think I have that power.
You do have that power. I found that out the other day.
I'm watching you, Pixie.
I found that out the other day. That one of my mods was being a little unruly. So I was like, shut up. And I just timed him out. And I was like, cool, that does work.
Nice. So, as we always start the show, Super Patriot, how was your week?
Well, aside from being, without going into detail, aside from being pestered the shit out of on Twitter pretty much all week, it ended up pretty well. I'm not going to say, exactly what happened, but the individual tried to bring in 3 other people that I've had disagreements before, or disagreeing conversations before on Twitter with. Tried to bring 3 individuals in, one of which I've had a long-running dispute with since, the past 4 years. Tried to bring all those 3 in and all that to take his side, and all 3 of them turned on him. So I was pretty happy about that. Britt knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. There's some weird people online.
The internet is weird.
Very weird.
So, Brittany, how's your week been?
Pretty good. I was surprised. I didn't realize that next Monday is Memorial Day, so I have like a 3-day weekend this week. I was
That's
like,
right, we do. Yeah,
That's so
internet
cool.
high five to that.
I didn't even realize it, so that kind of made my week a little bit better, but it's not bad. It was alright, I guess.
Did you do anything big this week? Did you in the game wise? I know you've already defeated Elite Happiness Home, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've beaten that. Big game wise? I mean, the only big thing, I guess, was that I got another skill point, so I'm at 228 now, but the goal is 229. So close.
You're like 5 skill points last time I heard, right? Just only 5 feats?
Yeah, they fixed that cool under pressure feat, so we were able to get that. And I didn't want to do 19 more PvE Legends matches, so I was like, yeah, I'll just wait until they fix that feat because it's just not happening. So, yeah, I got my 10 points finally. Yay!
Yeah,
How was your week?
It was pretty good. I think this is probably the first week in a long week that I've played the entire week after last Friday. From Friday night after the show all the way until now, I've been playing the game every single day. I've logged on to do Halls of Power Part 2, but I've also went back and did some War of the Light Part 2 stuff and Amazon Fury Part 2. So I've been backtracking a little bit. So I've had a very productive week. I'm at 119 skill points now. I got a new skill point I was really happy about.
Man, Trex, you know, if you get 3 more skill points, you're only going to be 100 away from me.
I know. I am super excited.
Jeez.
I was really just bucking down and doing a lot of collection stuff as well because I had 15 radar enhancers to start with since launch of Halls of Power Part 2. I'm down to 4. So I'm like, I need to buy more. I need more radar enhancers because I need to get more of this collections. And I got the feet. I got some like intergalactic tech feet. And if I can log on to the game, I'll show everybody. But it's like I basically am amputated all the way from like the knees up. I got fake legs, all robotic Halls of Power like, and I'm like, these are now officially my legs. It doesn't fit the theme of Lantern-esque I have, but I can go with, yeah, you know, I lost this in a war going up against a new god, and so they cut my legs off, so now I have these thanks to Mr. Miracle.
Trex has no legs. You heard it here first, everybody.
I do not. So it's been a good week. Been a very good week. Halls of Power Part 2 is still a phenomenal episode. And let's also, and now that I actually realized, because that's something I actually didn't bring up on the forums. I got the forums open and I'm about to show you, but I didn't actually have the developer discussion that we can actually hit on at first, which is not that. Nope, this one. And as soon as it opens, it's probably going to be on page 1. Yep. Now, oh, there it is. Good. It's on page 1. So let's see. Screw this over. And let's see if I can fix this echo. Okay. So, alright. So what we have here on screen, can you guys give me a test real fast? Just talk.
Test.
Yeah, there's a bit of an echo. Alright, well, that echo is going to be there. So sorry. I know exactly what it did. I knew I should have just kept it mute, but that was my mistake. Still new stuff. So, this right here is from the developer discussion thread. This is the update. This is an update to the episode 13 and 14 Mark Relevancy. Now, we all know how the Mark Relevancy goes about. It's apparently wasn't really... Did it or did it not actually launch with Game Update 47? It didn't, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, the Mark the whole thing with the Mark Relevancy and the new Mark system and everything that launched with Update 47, and then we got the DLC, and then everybody was like, I can't get marks in anything, and then they came out with the new changes to the Mark Relevancy, which was in the hotfix yesterday.
Okay. So, all right. So that's basically it. Tier 1 through Tier 5 had the Mark Relevancy. All right, you had to be in that little section of CR in order to get marks. They even had that overlap, which I love the overlap actually.
Well, the overlap wasn't originally there.
It wasn't originally there, but now that it's there, it's pretty neat. So now with this, at launch of Halls of Power Part 2, when you reached 117, you're basically stuck in Halls of Power Part 2 content, 6 pieces of content to run right there to get your marks. Even I felt that, it's lacking. We can only run these 6, technically 4 if you don't really raid, and it is kind of small. But me, because I'm passive aggressive and I'm easy to please, giggity, I didn't mind it because that piece of that content, that 6 pieces of content was going to last me the 3 months until the first monthly episode. So for me, because I don't use replay badges like that, like it's a piece of like Brittany, I didn't mind it. I could have waited. But I definitely do understand. I definitely agreed that, having only Halls of Power Part 2 was lacking in what you could run. So, thanks to all the positive and, well-composed threads onto the forums talking about this, I guess they were there. I couldn't tell. They decided to add episode 13 and 14 to the Mark Relevancy of with Game Update, with episode 14. So, I'm sorry. They added 13. So, Halls of Power, Amazon Fury Part 2, you can still run that content to get your marks as well as run Halls of Power Part 2. So, you have 2 episodes of content to run. That is our 12 pieces of content to start off with. So, this is our rolling 12 right here. So, that means in 3 months, 3 or 4 months, the first episode, it's going to bring out 2 new pieces of content. That means 2 pieces of content from Amazon Fury Part 2 will be gone. You can't get marks from it. You can still run it, but you won't get marks. And that's going to start the rollover for the 12. Soups, your thoughts on adding episode 13?
Well, all right, I'm going to be honest. I'm calling this the pacifier fix. Simply because I did
like the thumbnail. That was cute.
Yeah, did you like that? I honestly did not have an issue with only being able to access, Halls of Power 2 to get marks, with my main, after I hit 117. Simply because I don't, use replays a lot. I really don't. The only thing I'll ever reset is a raid, and I very rarely run the raids a lot, and to reset them because I've got alts that I work on as well. For people out there who only work on one tune, I could see where you're coming from, but still, people were coming at me, and I actually did a live stream to talk about this because the discussion on Twitter was going crazy, and I was tired of the character limit. So I did a live stream talking about it, to try to explain everything. You figure it out, I figured it out. You get, without using replays, you got 105 marks each week. Each week you got 105 marks. But the people's main complaint was, that's why I only have this one piece of content that I'm going to be able to, work on towards, progressing and the style vendors and stuff. And I was like, you're right. But then everybody was like, well, they're making us choose between progression and feats. I'm like, no, they're not making you choose anything. They're not making you use replay badges either. I was like, nobody's holding a gun to your head and saying reset that rate. That's the choice that you are making yourself to do. Did it limit how much content that you could earn marks in? Absolutely, yes. I won't not deny that. But it wasn't to where, this happens at the beginning of every tier. This happens at the beginning of every tier. And believe it or not, it happened at the beginning of every tier since launch. Brittany, you both were there. You both were here for launch. I was like, when we first started off, you guys remember Marks of Allegiance, right?
Yeah.
And that wasn't even a tier mark. We got those in our challenges. You know, I mean, it's like, we actually had to do tier one stuff, tier one stuff to get Triumph to earn tier one gear. And then when we wanted to do the raids, we got marks of distinction to, get our tier two gear. And then when they dropped the FOS stuff and all that, we got marks of Krypton. And then tier four came along, we had marks of war. And it wasn't until after tier four when they introduced tier five and we got marks of reality, that's when they switched everything tier four and below to Triumph instead. And then, and then we had that until, until they introduced tier 7. And that was like, what, 2-3 years? That was like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. That was more than 2 years ago. That was almost 3 years ago now. So, I mean, I really, honestly, I mean, everybody, up in arms about only having this one, piece of, this one set of content to get earned marks from and all that. It did not bother me at all. Would it have been nice to have been able to go back in old content and earn, a couple of marks here and there? Yeah, I mean, I brought up the whole thing about, being able to get, a couple of marks out of the monthly reward boxes from the raids, and stuff. That would have been nice. I mean, now, I mean, now it's just people are now it's nice and all that. Everybody's gonna be able to go back Amazon Fury 2 and get marks and everything. I'm hoping it quiets everybody down and everything like that. But I mean, there's still some people belly aching about it. I mean, there's people belly aching about it on my video that I posted. Telling everybody about the hotfix yesterday. So it's just, I don't know. Some people just bitch just to bitch.
It's the internet. Brittany, what are your thoughts?
I really like that they made this change. I was okay with it as well, how it was in the beginning, just because I don't think people understand that this is just the beginning of a new tier, and it's always been like this. There's always been like a small amount of content in the beginning, and then once we progress through the DLC, or I guess the episode, and then another episode comes out, we have more content to run, so it doesn't feel like we only have a very small, like, handful of stuff to run. But I especially like this just because of my alts. It makes it a lot easier for them to get gear quicker, I guess. I wasn't really worrying about gearing my alts too much. I was more so worried about getting my hero and villain mains geared, more so than just working on alts. But now that everything is so dependent on CR, it's kind of important to make sure, like, you can't go into a raid anymore being a little under geared and still being able to contribute. You actually do have to be geared now, or at least semi decently geared in your DPS role if you want to really contribute. So I definitely like this change. I think it's a nice compromise, I think, for everybody. But as Super Patriot said, people are still going to complain just to complain, and I wish that they were playing way back in the day, like around tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, when we didn't have replay badges, when we only got, like, you got enough marks within a week to get maybe one piece from the vendor.
Yeah, and that was, like, that was something else. That was something else I was going to bring up. I was like, people were bitching about being restricted to one piece of content, or one set of content and everything. Like, okay, imagine running your raid and then never getting marks from it again after that. Not right. Just getting marks, but not getting drops from it if you ran it again.
Yeah. I remember running those raids multiple times for my old league leader back then because he wanted to get his tunes geared, and we all had to run them for him. Like, we didn't get anything. Like, we didn't get anything out of it because we'd already run it. So if you had to run it 2-3 times, you're spending your time. You're not getting anything from it. So I don't think. I wish people would have played back then and not necessarily played like at the middle part of T6 or the middle part of T5, where you had a lot of content to run. Like, there was tons of content to run, and then more came out later, because they would see that this is kind of exactly how it was back then. I mean, you had a small amount of content to run, and then later on down the line, you would get more and more content that would come out, and then after 6 months, there was a lot of stuff to run, and you didn't have to really worry about being strapped for you didn't have enough marks or anything like that. But I think once we get more episodes coming out, then people will see how this mark relevancy and all the changes will work out. But it's just hard in the beginning because we don't have. They're not going to give us all 12 pieces of content in the very the first 3 months of this new tier. Like, that's just never how it's worked out before. So I don't understand how people can so easily forget that.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, you're right. I mean, it's like people forget that. Okay, when Tier 6 started, we had Amazon Fury 1. We had 2 duos, 2 challenges, 3 open world missions, and an alert. That was it. That was it.
Yeah.
And I mean, people and everybody was like, "Well, there's no raid." And I was, "Yeah, there's no raid." And it's like, "Well, we only got this little bit of content and all that to start a whole new tier." I mean, it was the same complaints. I was like, "Oh, you guys just want us to keep resetting the alert?" No, don't reset the alert. I mean, gear up on your own. I mean, at your own pace. Nobody's forcing you to do anything.
Right.
I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Well, I think the other thing that rolls into that is the fact that now, if you're above the CR requirement, you're not going to be getting marks from lower tiered stuff. And I don't think that people understand that if the marks hadn't changed and we got like a new set of marks and symbols of whatever, even if you were to go back and run, let's say, Throne, you'd be earning marks of triumph. Like, what are you going to use that for?
Well, see, that was something that people was brained at me. They were like, "Well, we were using those old marks for our," they were like, "Remember the rent runs and everything?" I was like, "Dude, you run one weekly reward box from an alert would be able to pay all of your rent from a tier 6 alert."
Right.
At the way things were going, and so everybody was like, "Well, what about paying our rent and everything?" And I was like, if you run the vault every day for 60 days, you'll be able to pay rent on all of your boosts and your utility belt and have 5 marks left over.
Right, but that's the thing. Like, you wouldn't have really been able to use those marks for anything other than buying your rent stuff, catalysts. Like, I mean, you were capped. You had a ton of those tokens. So did I. That I had nothing to use for, like, at all. So I mean, nothing's stopping these people from going back and running old content. You're still getting loot, you're just not getting marks. So that's another thing that I don't understand why people were griping about that, because if you need styles and stuff, go run the stuff that you need styles in. I mean, nothing stopped. What were you going to use with 5 marks of triumph? Like, really? Like, are you really missing out not getting 5 marks of triumph? Like, come on.
Yeah.
I just I don't get that.
Well, I was like, yeah, talking about those tokens on. I mean, by the time tier 6 was ending, and we were coming up on this new mark system and everything like that, I had a crap ton, not just 1 tokens. Those were 10 times tokens. And when I paid my rent like 2 minutes before the server shut down for the update, which, man, was cutting that close. I mean, it's like I paid up all my rent, and then I freaking I was already capped on Fury, I was already capped at 100 Fury, but I just wanted to burn the tokens up to cap myself on Triumph. So I capped myself on Triumph, and I still had 10 of those 10 times tokens left over. I mean, that's how much Fury I was earning by not resetting that damn thing. Just from running tier 6 content. So what were you? What was everybody? What was I supposed? I mean, I even bought up a shit ton of catalysts.
I did too until I saw the price. And I was like, I'm done.
Oh yeah, the cash price.
Yes.
Cash price? Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I was like, ooh, okay, I need to stop doing that. I bought a bunch of 1s, 2s, and 3s for Transmutant, and that's it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so to end the Mark Relevancy talk up, Mev's here, as you see on your screen. We have the 12 pieces of content because we have AF2 and Halls of Power Part 2 together now. That's our 12 pieces of content that we have to start off with. This is our first 12. Now, when episode 15, our first monthly episode comes out, we're going to be losing 2 pieces of content that will give marks in AF2. And I'm going to go with what he has listed here. So, when episode 15 comes out, Labyrinth of Lost Souls and Return of the Nexus will have a max relevancy of CR 126. So when you hit 127, you're done. You will not be getting marks from those 2 pieces of content once you hit 127. And the same goes for everything else. Once you hit 131, no more Halls of Hades or Patrol Catastrophe. And then at 136, no more Throne of the Dead or Act of Defiance. No more. No more marks from them. You can still run them for your feats and styles, but that's it.
All right. Cheeky Kent boss. All right, 1 DLC for marks is unacceptable. No, that's the way it always was, sir. Every tier started off with a new mark.
That's true.
That you could not earn in old content. That's the way it's always been since launch.
I wonder when this guy started playing, because if he started playing in the middle of tier 6 or the beginning of tier 6 or beginning to mid of tier 5, he hasn't experienced to the full extent what we have experienced in the past.
I mean, if you started playing, in War of the Light 2, or you started playing during Sons of Trigon, or you started playing, God, when was the last time they used the war mark?
Wasn't that tier 4?
Was
you started playing around home turf. All right, trust me, you have no idea what you're talking about, because it's like this every tier. It started like this with every tier. So, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude or anything here, but I mean, you literally do not understand what you literally you don't have the experience to speak from where you're talking from, to say the things that you're saying when you're saying it's unacceptable to only earn one, have 1 DLC to earn a mark in.
Like they said, and I'm going to say it less crudely, every DLC, or I'm sorry, every episode now, every DLC, because that's what they were. Every DLC, when it came out, they came out with its own specific mark. So you had to run the content from that DLC in order to get those marks. The Marks of Triumph was for the older stuff. So once a new DLC came out, the old one, after a while, would transfer over to Marks of Triumph. So, and to end this Marks talk once and for all, so we can move on. And there was even a thread about it that I had to break down. The person actually got confused, and it gave me a brain aneurysm. Shut up, Grid. It's my show. So, with this whole mark system, this is the best way to do the marks right now is what we have. People that are complaining and want to go back, want to go have, you need to have mark relevancy, marks for all the content. Okay. Well, here's the suggestion then. I will go to MEPS, and I'll give them this suggestion, in which I'm sure this suggestion probably came into their conference room, and they had their own little talk about it. So, we'll make the marks for all the content. Every piece of tier will have its own mark. Okay? We'll just make it marks of victory. Everything has marks of victory. But here's the thing. We can't have marks from tier 1 as a high-end player like myself. I shouldn't have to go into tier 1, play all that tier 1 to get my marks, and then use those marks for tier 6 gear. That's not right, because I did not run that content. So, how do we fix this? Oh, we introduced symbols again. Let's introduce symbols. We'll bring symbols back. So each tier is going to have symbols that you're going to have your marks of victory that you have to collect on top of the symbols per separate tier. Okay, let's do that. Well, that actually kind of flopped when we did it for War of the Light and Amazon Fury, because, oh my god, that was everybody hated that. I hated that, and I rarely hate things. I just didn't like having to do extra math that I didn't want to do.
Well, I mean, it's like perfect example. As he said, one one mark, per DLC was ridiculous. I was like, obviously, this guy was not around when Lightning Strikes came out. Marks the momentum. Restricted to one mark, restricted to one DLC, and everything in there that you wanted to get, you could only get with that one mark. You had to run that DLC's content. And that dropped in the middle of what, tier 3?
Wasn't that
when we were doing it? No, that dropped in the middle of, like, when we were doing the FOS raids.
Yeah.
Oh. Because isn't all that stuff like in between tier 2 and tier 3 stuff?
Yeah, it's like
tier 2.5 or something.
2.67 or some shit like that.
Yeah, we had that whole weird thing. Yeah. But
okay, and Cheeky, all right, Cheeky,
we're done.
I completely agree with your point. Realizing, however, that what worked in the past doesn't always work with the present and the future. That's why they made these changes. Because what had been working wasn't going to work anymore, so they had to make a change.
Okay.
Can I just get my 1 mark of triumph, though? Gosh.
Okay, yes, okay, I do agree. I think every player...
1 mark?
I think every player should at least have 1 mark for that content. Because I still have a Mark of Allegiance.
Oh, that's the only mark I'm missing.
I think I still have it. I think they cleaned house with all the marks, but I think my main guy, Trexlight, I think he still has a Mark of Allegiance. I think he still has a mark of everything. 1 mark at least.
That's the one I'm missing.
Yeah, see, the Mark of Allegiance thing, I was so burned on, because I was getting my Marks of Allegiance by, spamming the challenges and doing the Toyman challenge.
Oh,
Toyman challenges. Yeah, so when they got rid of the Marks of Allegiance, I was like, bye-bye. I was like, bye-bye. I don't want to ever see you again.
What made me mad is when they changed those styles from the faction.
The faction,
to Triumph or whatever, and it was one Triumph. Oh my God! And you had to be cooperative.
Brittany, I was cooperative with all 3 factions. I had 2 of the faction sets done. I was working on 1 more piece that was going to cost me 10 Marks of Allegiance when they made that change. And I had 7 marks. I had 7 Marks of Allegiance when they made that change.
I was done on my main. I did all the bounties every day. I did all the challenges every day when you actually had to go to each physical location and do that. Yep. And then they changed it. Oh, I was so mad.
I was furious. I was furious. As I log on the next day, and like Carlos and Dancehall King, I don't know if you remember them or not. They log on, and they had a whole bunch of triumphs saved up. So they're just like bling, 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 popping these feats on those styles. So I'm like, I hate you. I hate you both.
Oh, that's probably one of the few changes that made me really mad. Like,
yeah,
I was so upset, so upset. But I digress.
All right. So let's move on to some server hotfixes and some PC server stuff that's been going on. So, first things first, this is a server hotfix that came from May 20th, which was some couple of days ago. It's a Game Update 47 fixes, which, by the way, once again, I love the color coding. Thank you, Meps. It's the little things to brighten up a patch note. Just
keep bringing that up, and you're going to drive a wedge between him and Dex.
Hey, if Dex shouldn't have done it. Dex should have not done it, because once it was done, it looked so well. We forced Meps to do it, or really asked him very nicely to the point of you need to do it now. But he did it. So again, thank you. All right. So first thing, they corrected an issue that could cause the max damage. White mod to stack with itself. And when you're looking at this patch note as well, you're wondering what this link is over here, this DC384. That would be the link to the issue tracker to show that this got fixed. Now that's a big little thing. Big little thing.
But Trex, why should people pay any attention to a fan run issue tracker?
Because players, as players,
I saw that post.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw that guy was a douchebag. I was like, this is why, folks. This is why you should utilize the issue tracker and basically keep track of everything. I mean, not just post stuff in Arkham. Definitely post stuff in in the Arkham area on the threads and all that, but also use the issue tracker, because the issue tracker brings it. It's I mean, everybody in the TSI uses it, looks at it, and everything. Ticken and Lady Lightning, I believe, have both taken up to pointing things out and all that. And if they see something that's happening on PC and all that, and they're curious if it's happened, or if they see something that's happening on console, it's on the issue tracker and all that, they will, post it in there and say, hey, can anybody on console check this out for me or not? And I mean, I've checked out a couple on the whole issue with the current effects messaging for Fire a while back and all that. I logged on my tune, I checked it out, and I was like, yep, it's showing that stuff and everything. And they looked at it, and I mean, that got fixed. So the issue tracker, I mean, technically, I could say it's fan run, it's customer run and everything like that. The developers look at that stuff. The devs look straight at that stuff, and folks in the TSI, they look straight at it too. And if it's big enough and everything like that, trust me, the devs will get on it right away, especially if it's game breaking.
Yeah. So go to the issue tracker, use it, because when they fix something in a server hotfix or a patch note, they'll link it here, and so you can visually see what was reported, and they'll even fix it. So the max damage stack with itself was fixed, thank goodness. Apparently, not many people really saw too much of a difference. I think I saw some people with Quantum had like a 30% decrease in damage, which I don't know what that means. So the Brainiac, the Batcave Brainiac subconstruct, they fixed an issue where it would not finish while defeating and bottling Brainiac. That's pretty breaking. The Elite Gear, the bonuses are no longer active during a duel, and the healing aura will no longer increase hate. Brittany, do me a favor and put a pin on that Elite stuff, because I want to. You have Elite Gear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that stuff, because you're not apparently impressed with it.
No. Not.
So, with New Genesis now, the 8-player operation, the cool under pressure feat will now properly grant. Congratulations, Brittany. When the final boss is defeated, the operation will be completed instead of remaining active, and then the updated messaging that displays when someone chooses to lead the operation. They fixed some stuff with Happiness Home, with Black Adam, Aquaman and Zoom, which apparently Aquaman and Zoom are the thing. And they also fixed the feat for Save the Rest for Last. And then League Hall Malfunction. The League of Assassins holding cell escapees should now have appropriate attack types. Statuary should now appear in this duo. They do. I never noticed it before, but I saw them last night. So yeah, okay, they're there now. Yay. A biggie that we want to give a shout out to Shiny Mackerel on the forums, especially one of the biggest testers out there, correcting an issue causing weapons over item level 96 from receiving their full DPS values. So that was a little bug where Shiny came out and said that the weapon DPS, your weapon, the damage from your weapon, the DPS would not go above 500. And that's actually because on the dev's back end, they made it where, because, the Legends characters don't use weapons. So they had to set their damages to a certain point, and that also affected the weapons as well, because the weapons were at that point, at that stopping point as well, at 500. That was the max. So now, because now we have like 597 or whatever, that's been increased to fix this. So now, our weapons have full damage out there. They're now working properly, which I didn't see any difference with my DPS guy. So I guess I'm DPSing wrong because I didn't see a difference. I don't know. And then Super Patron Brittany can rejoice because New Genesis teleport mod, the Urgent Warfront teleporter mod, will include New Genesis.
Yes.
Yay.
Thank you, Brittany. Just all sorts of peppy energy over there. Okay. For the server hotfix that came out yesterday for the 21st. So
I don't think he really meant that.
I did. She knows. So the League Hall security breach, that alert. They fixed an issue where Mantis and Big Barda weren't taking proper damage when affected by the nullifier device. They should both now be able to be defeated in a sane amount of time again. If you never heard this bug, I saw it. I saw it reported. I saw the post about it. I'm like, you know what? Let me go in there and try it out. Everyone in the TSI said, no. Trex, no, it's already been confirmed. Don't do it, man. You're wasting your time. Just don't do it. I'm like, okay, I won't do it. So apparently, Mantis and Big Barda, the last boss, and you had to use the nullifier they had to get to the nullifier so they can get their defense shield down. They can take damage. Well, when they have the shield up, they take 1 damage. When they get to the nullifier and their shield's down, they were still taking 1 damage. I don't think a group ever completed that run because of this bug. And if they did, oh my god, I want to know if someone actually completed that raid, or that run, that alert, with that bug. I want to know how long it took. Because that's dedication. That's raiding. No, I'm just joking. That's just horrible. Don't do that.
Longer than I would sit in there. That's for damn.
Right? I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I have patience. I have the greatest patience. Not that. No, I'm like, no, this is bugged. We're out. We're done. I'm washing my hands of this. So the Mark Relevancy that we talked about earlier expanded the maximum relevancy on Amazon Fury Part 2 and Halls of Power Part 2 content. Players will continue to receive marks in Amazon Fury Part 2 while progressing through Halls of Power Part 2. I am still 116, and I have been running my Halls of Power Part 2 content, but I haven't gotten really any upgrades because 1 or 2 gears just not dropping for me, which I'm okay with because it keeps me at 116, meaning that I can go into War of the Light Part 2 and continue getting marks there. So I'm still in that relevancy window, baby. Still there.
Well, CR-wise at least.
In CR-wise, yes. And I have to report this bug. Where the hell are the greedy Green Lanterns? I saw the bug report, and I saw that it was fixed. They increased the amount that there was there. There's no increase. There's none. I was there for an hour before the show, trying to find 2. And it just didn't work. It took me an hour to get my 2. An hour. They just weren't there. I found Sinestro stuff all over the place because villains aren't there. But I need more. That's horrible. I just couldn't find them. I need the devs to take a look at that again. It was not fun for me. Let's see. They also fixed an issue where the teleporter leading into the final fight wouldn't turn on after reset for New Genesis Now. For loot, the drop rate of item level 110 legs from Happiness Home Raid has been increased. I think Bumbling Bee got some 110 pants and a 110 trinket. Soups, have you got yourself some 110 pants?
Dick. No. No, I've gotten the head, the shoulders, and the feet, and a trinket. Which I'm kind of disappointed in the trinket, to be honest with you. Because the trinket has the same buff stats as the 102 trinket.
Wait, repeat that one more time?
And
All right, if you... Yeah, and the 108. Okay, if you get the 110 trinket, okay, you know, it get buffs, precision, to say it buffs your precision and your might up to 1500 both.
Okay.
For both, okay? The 110 trinket gives you that buff. The 102 drop trinket, and the 108 vendor trinket also buff your might and precision up 1,500 for each.
It's the same buff
Yes.
on all three?
Yes.
Has that been reported?
I believe so, yeah. I've seen
I reported it.
Okay.
Yes. And I was told that it was intended. And I was like,
What?
What?
Yeah? I posted it in the thread in the dev discussion, and Maps responded and said, that was intended. I have no idea why, but apparently it's intended.
Well, apparently, not being able to use the teleporter mod to go to New Genesis was intended also, but that got put in.
At the same time, I mean, who cares, right? I mean, just go to the freaking watchtower. Just do the run. This coming from a person who doesn't have a teleporter, so I don't care. But
okay, so your opinion is invalid then.
Whatever.
So for those of us that do have
just
teleporters,
just run, okay?
No.
The watchtower misses you. It knows you're not there.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously, if you go into the watchtower and all that, and I know Brittany knows what I'm talking about. Every once in a while, you go into the watchtower, and there's this guy in there. I'm not going to say his full name, but his name ends with Moon, and he's just doing nothing but stirring everybody up in the shout chat talking about politics. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, but it is Obama's fault, though. I mean, it's true. I mean, because we don't have marks and lower content, it's Obama's fault. He's right. Right?
Actually, no. The consensus is it's all Meps' fault.
Thanks, Meps.
That's what I see mostly.
Okay.
Meps is ruining the game. Haven't you seen all the threads and all the videos and stuff about that? It's clearly Meps' fault.
Clearly. I think he has become a bigger rock star of DCUO. Just bigger now. So crafting, they fixed the recovery kit 7s. It has been fixed, so it's now usable to deconstruct 6 mods and 6 expert mods. And then for New Genesis, which technically was not a bug. I don't care what the devs say. This was not a bug. It didn't need to be fixed. But, brace yourself, Brittany. They fixed the issue where all players in the area would receive collection items when collected.
That sucked.
Yeah, that was horrible. I don't know why they fixed that. That was the best thing. One of the best things to come out of this DLC or episode.
And honestly, it wasn't really like the players in the area. It was the players in your group. Which I don't see that as a bad thing.
Yeah, but you also had to be close enough to get it. If you weren't close enough, it's just like if you had to roll on it. If you weren't close enough, you wouldn't get a chance to roll on it. So, I don't know. I thought it was really cool, and I thought it was something that could be like it would be really neat if they actually implemented that within like all of the areas for collections, because
still need to finish home turf.
You should not have to roll on collections if you pick it up. I don't understand.
Agreed.
Why that is. But.
Yeah, if you're the one that finds the collection, I don't understand why. You're the one that finds the collection, and it's somebody in your group just like, oh hey, I need that one for my alt, and they win on the roll.
Yeah, that's bougie. That's bougie.
Yeah. I'm so sad they fixed that. I even told them, I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
I told them too. I was like, don't fix that. That's awesome. I said, don't fix that. That's awesome.
This one we can blame Meps.
Made Brittany cry.
I know. That was so cool.
Alright, so let's switch it over here to the PC test server. We had a couple of new hot fixes and patch notes comes in. This is from, when was this? Oh, on the 20th as well. And once again, they're also adding the issue tracker stuff to show that this stuff is being fixed. This is apparently one of the biggies I saw get a lot of upvotes on, was in Area 51 hard mode. They fixed the issue where the layover feat would not grant properly when completing Area 51 hard mode in 20 minutes. So if you got the speed feat, you wouldn't get the layover feat. which the labor feat is finding all the areas in Area 51, which include the airport, which really should have had like content go into it.
Yeah, I don't understand that airport area over there. Always boggles my mind.
Yeah.
What did they mean to put in front? Kind of like the Green Lanterns and Yellow Lanterns fighting in front of Star Labs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? In that weird magic circle that you can find in Chinatown in the middle of the street. Seriously, it just looks like a sorcery circle. It doesn't look exactly like a carpenter's destruction or anything like that. But I mean, it's a sorcery circle. It's just in the middle of the street near Sheeta's den.
Yep.
Nothing else around it. Just right there in the middle of the street.
All right. They also fixed the issue for flying iconics. They fixed the issue for flying bounties that would loiter far beyond their intended locations, making them unreachable to some players. In which, in hyphens, the some players are everyone who is speedster and possibly sometimes acrobatic.
See, that kind of sucks, man, because I was actually going to start charging people to bring those bounties down for them.
Look at you.
What?
Wow.
Hey, I gotta make money, man. we ain't had a booster bundle in a while.
We have not. All right, for skills, they corrected an issue for dual pistols where full auto wasn't fully benefiting from being at maximum supercharge or the sweep shot trait. And then for Game Update 48, the restore item. This is all for PC test, by the way. The restore item confirmation button in the restore item UI has been changed to button 1. The trash can will now appear in red when dragging items to the inventory UI, and then they added a message box when attempting to restore an item with no inventory slots open. And then for the server hotfix that was apparently today, which will go on to what was supposed to... Okay, whatever. For Gorilla Island, they reduced the number of gorillas that initially spawned during Ultra Humanite fight, and they removed some stat buffs on the gorillas scattered in the alert. For mail, here we go. We got the mail call. Players with non-ASCII symbols in their name will once again receive their mail from the broker and mail that is player to player. So, congratulations to some of us who use the non-ASCII symbols. For God's sakes, why use it? Let's see. Mods, they fixed a bug with the hands mod. Fix the bug with the hands max damage mod not clearing old buffs correctly. I want to ask Meps what that means. Do you guys know what that means?
What? Could we scroll up and read it again?
What do you mean scroll up? It's right here on your screen. It's the for mods they fixed a bug with the hands max damage mod not clearing old buffs correctly.
Okay, that's the whole stacking on itself thing that they were talking about. They fixed.
Okay, that was
that she just brought up.
Okay, it's weird worded weirdly. Thanks, Meps. So over here for PC test only, the newly restored characters should now show as active in the character list. And then they also fixed some stuff here for Halls of Power Part 2, New Genesis Now. The medic stations on New Genesis will no longer heal bounty bosses. That's cool. Oh, you see that? That's nice. Wait. Yeah, that in the operation. Yeah. I know which one they're talking about. Yeah. So, can we get a fix for the supply drops healing the bosses? So Soups can stop being a dick?
Hey, look.
Yeah,
one time.
It's coming.
That was one time, and I didn't do it.
All right, hold on. Let me tell you this.
I was just there. Okay?
Hold on. I was in New Genesis. Just running around doing collection stuff last night, and Orion was summoned by a villain. First off, it was only one villain. There was no others in the room. I'm like, wow, this dude must not know this is a raid. But I was surely waiting for him to start the fight or more villains to pop up. and I was going to go over there and drop my supply drop. Because I remember Super Patriot did it, I thought it would be funny. Then I was like, no. I backed away. I went to my senses and just ran to do my thing. But it was that moment that I was going to drop to Super Patriot level, and I was going to drop a supply drop.
And I totally dropped on my level. I said I didn't do it. I was there and saw two people do it, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, but you would have done it, though. Would you not?
No, I made the comment about saying that I wish I was electricity so I could sit there and spam galvanize next to the bounty. Yeah, I made a comment about that.
Nah, you don't need to do that. You just need a supply drop because it heals them way more than your galvanize will ever heal them.
Yeah, true. That is true. Because man, I'll tell you what, they almost had Orion down, dude. And that guy in my league went up there and dropped that supply drop down. His health.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh, you guys are dicks, but that is so funny. And then I was sitting there, I'm watching. They're still trying. They're still fighting him and everything like that. And then another guy, his health goes down just a little bit. Another guy walks up, drops a supply drop next to him, and I'm like, oh. They ended up wiping, and I was like, oh man.
What's up?
Honestly, you saw it happen. I just want to be there to see it happen myself, just to have that moment of, oh my god, what just happened? Did we just ruin their entire day? We shat in their cereal. That's what we just did. I want to have that feeling. So I'm going to go into New Genesis now, and if I see any villains in there and they're doing their thing, I'm going to drop my supply drop. Just so I have that one moment of being a dick. And it's like, you know what? This is my 6 months of being a dick. This is it. I'm clear for the next 6 months. I don't have to do anything else mean. This is going to be my one. That's all I want to do.
Man?
And I want them to see my name. I'll dance beside Orion and I'll drop it. Just like, so you know who I am. I have my faults, and I gotta be a dick sometimes. This is my sometime. This is my one. This is my one. That's all I want.
Messed up.
I now want to.
It's very anti-hero, though, isn't that?
No.
My legs got cut off. I don't care.
It's not anti-hero. You're helping out a fellow hero who's getting ganked by a bunch of villains that you can't fight because you're in PvE phase.
Exactly.
Go to PvP phase then. Care Bear? Jeez.
You know I can Care Bear stare all night. There's no way I'm stepping into PvP. They will hunt me down.
Why don't you do that in the PvP phase?
Because I know better. I'll get my ass whooped. They will somehow break into the hero spawn area, just gang rush all the guards, and just somehow try and get to me.
I've actually gotten inside the villain area.
You get knocked back?
I got bounced around like 5 times inside. It was ridiculous. It was like I was a piece of flubber inside the villain area. I was getting bounced around in there, and then it despawned me and spawned me back outside.
All right, and finally,
cool,
in Happiness Home, they adjusted Black Adam's strategy to be more in line with the opposing side. Superman's strategy, whatever. Black Adam over Superman, hands down. Magic wins.
Yeah, he's awful. He is compared to the heroes. Compared to Superman, like you literally cannot tank him. He just goes off and does whatever he wants, and eventually we'll come back to you. But I hate bosses like that. I just, ugh.
Yeah.
You mean like Zoom
or Kid Flash?
Yeah, but you can counter what Zoom does. There's absolutely no way that you can counter Black Adam. Like, unless you're lucky and you can time everything properly, there's no leeway with him at all. With Superman, there is. He lunges at the person furthest, the furthest in the group. You can interrupt his eye beam or whatever he does. He comes back to you. Black Adam doesn't do that. So I'm hoping that these fixes make it a little better to run on the villain side, because it's a nightmare on that last fight.
And then finally, the loot for unattuned big boots in the Elite Happiness Home will now drop properly for villains in Happiness Home. So those are the PC server hotfixes that have been going on. God, I'm really afraid. Can you message him and ask him if we can talk about it?
Sure.
Okay.
He's still.
I don't think he might be on Skype. He might be in.
No, he's not on Skype.
Check CRT. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it without him. I want to get MEP's approval. I want to get that stamp.
NDA.
Yeah. Super NDA.
I do have his phone number. I could text him.
Whoa! What?
Confirmed special treatment.
But I told him I would only do that if he's like only if it was like an emergency though, and I was like, yeah.
But this is an emergency.
I'm not.
This is like the Friday night for the SourceCast. It's an emergency if he's not here.
Finally, text him after I finally watched the Flash season finale at like 2:00 in the morning. Mavis, did you see the Flash season finale?
Now, see, that's an emergency. That's legit, though. That's legit. I can't narc on that. So before we move on to some news that's coming out, which I really should have hit the news first, but that's okay. I'm just gonna go through page 1 and see if there's anything I want to talk about. Gorilla Island needs a difficulty adjustment. I'm staying away from that. That's no. I'm done.
Is it too hard or is it too easy? They're saying.
I'm not clicking to find out. No. Just no. There is no. Oh crap! It's like probably the only thing interesting to talk about. I mean, besides the whole. You know what? I'm gonna go to this thread. This is the thread I was talking about. That I replied to. And that. Actually,
you know what you did forget to talk about? You forgot to talk about the members sale this weekend.
That's the news I was going to bring up after this. That was.
Well, I'm bringing it up now.
Well, we're on this.
All members get an extra 10% off the marketplace this weekend. Bam.
I have a thing for it. I was going to log in.
He's so Pete.
I was going to log in.
Way to steal his thunder.
Right?
Damn.
I mean, hurts, bro.
Whatever.
Whatever, indeed. So, okay, fine. Let's look at this. Okay. Oh, it's even a short paragraph too. So, before I start, let me say that Gorilla Island is still beatable with a very good group. AKA, anything's beatable with a very good group. However, a level 14 alert should not require experienced players to complete it. The difficulty needs to be adjusted a bit. It is rather frustrating at level to complete with a decent group. So there's this problem. He went in with a decent group. He didn't have a very good group.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically all that happened there. But I am level 24 on my munitions character. I will run this Gorilla Island, so to speak, and see what the difficulty looks like. At the same time, at level, no one is playing their role. Everybody's DPS.
Yeah.
You're not level 14 unless you are experienced and you're playing role.
I just caught that. They're playing it at level. At level, I couldn't complete this.
There's anyone at level is not playing controller, tank, or healer.
Oh, wait. Okay, they're talking about the normal alert?
Yes, at level.
Well, technically, after you hit level 10 I believe it is. Yeah,
10,
after you hit level 10,
roll.
you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could switch to their actual roles and run that.
Yeah. But do they?
Probably not.
No. I'm at level for a lot of stuff with my munitions character. And I switched the controller. No one else does. I've never seen a tank or a healer. None. No
Not
one
to mention the fact, not to mention the fact too that they're probably not, all sticking together, so they're not getting, any of the group buff and stuff like that. So yeah. No, I mean, it's group content works like this: stick together, no matter what, and I mean, you'll get it done.
And Lurker, I don't expect someone that's a new player to know their role properly, but I can't I can't really go to the forums and make a post saying that the difficulty needs to be adjusted when no one is really playing. If everyone's playing DPS, you're looking at difficulty because you don't have a tank, you don't have a dedicated healer, and you don't have someone giving you power properly. You have DPS players with DPS spamming their weapons and just blowing their powers, and they don't have a power bar anymore. That's basically what's going on. I logged into test server by mistake. That's my bad.
Oh wait, isn't this what people wanted?
What do you mean?
More difficult content?
Well, didn't they?
Yeah, but they still won't be able. They want more difficult, but they still won't be able to steamroll it. Come on, Brittany, Jesus.
Well, didn't they want content? Didn't they want to learn how to run the content and all that, and not have some overgeared person one-shotting everything?
That has been a big thing on the forums right now. There is a thread that I can't remember the name of it, and I didn't really want to sift through all that. But there is a thread saying that before Game Update 47, they were tired of all the higher levels running the lower level content, blowing through it, and making it meaningless. Now it's post Game Update 47, and we have folks begging high level players. They're asking where the high level players are to help them run this lower content. They made this into a no-win situation. They're going to complain about option A, and then when option A is fixed, option B is presented, and no, option B is still not going to work. We still need option A. Can you give us both? Can you give us option A, B? Just not going to work.
See, and here's the thing too. I mean, maybe it's because I'm older. I don't know, but I mean, we live in an information, generation right now. I mean, if people are having a hard time figuring out how to do something, all that, there are numerous ways to look up and and try and find a way to do it on the internet. I mean, so so my brother was trying to change the alternator out in his car. Could not figure out exactly. Alternators are not that difficult of a thing on the engine to change, but because it's a Hyundai, the damn thing's like down underneath the freaking engine instead of up on top where normal people put them. So he was trying to figure it out. Looked up on YouTube, found a video on how to remove the damn thing. There's there's stuff's out there. I got called out on. I was like this when I was talking about the Mark Relevancy issue before the hotfix. I got called out, by people saying, "Well, not everybody, goes to the forums, or not everybody, goes to YouTube and looks up stuff." I mean, I'm sorry, if you are a video game player, you're looking on YouTube for stuff. You're looking on YouTube for how do you beat this? How do I beat that? No, I don't care what game it is. I don't care what game it is. Right? I remember growing up, sitting down playing freaking Asteroids, and there was no guidebook for that. There was no YouTube to go look at.
I swear to God, if there's ever a tutorial to play Asteroids, I will quit gaming.
But it's like it's like when I first sat down and played Super Mario Brothers, the very first Super Mario Brothers on the very first Nintendo.
That does need.
I when I first sat down to play that, I didn't have the Nintendo Power magazine, or anything like that. I first sat down to play that. I didn't know what it meant when I picked up that flower. I didn't know that at first that I pick up that flower and all that. He's going to turn. I'm going to be able to shoot fireballs out. I didn't know that. You know, I mean, when I first started playing it, I was, oh, if I jump on top of the turtles, that kills them. You know, I mean,
Trial and error.
not as old as you, Rooted. Ha ha
ha. Wait, Rooted's older than you? Oh, that hurt.
Hey, did you guys talk about the summer event yet?
Hey.
No, we hadn't.
All right.
How you doing,
You may talk about the summer event.
Please.
Awesome.
Yes. Wait,
for it.
can you show a picture of it, please? Since we don't
No.
have access. Jeez.
You made her
The
cry
worst
twice
tease
tonight.
ever. Like, worst tease ever.
You
Okay.
have to experience it in game. A screenshot doesn't do it justice.
But
And nobody knows what we're talking about right now. So
All right, sir. Please explain the summer event.
no. You guys explain it. Have fun.
Okay, well, can we use the information that you gave us?
Yes, you
about
can
the
read
summer-
exactly what I posted.
Okay, because that was somewhere where we're not allowed to do that.
That's why I showed up, to give you permission to talk about what I shared in the NDA. The NDA is off for the summer event.
Okay.
Go for it.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Soups.
All right, so summer event is coming eventually to the PC test server. Not soon. It's daybreak now. So with that, I mean, obviously, there's going to be the summer event. Is there's the Aquaman, and all that. The full net feet. I've got it on my video. It's on my YouTube channel. Go check it out if you guys are having a hard time with it. At level with the stack clamping. But of course, with that, there's going to be new layer items, new styles, everything, and something special, which I will say for Brittany to talk about, even though we don't have a picture to see it. But I know she's wanting to talk about it.
I want to talk about
I
it
want
too.
to see it. I want to see it.
I know you do. But okay, so as far with layer items and everything, we're going to be getting a soda cola mini fridge, a bamboo panel, fallen vine block, green netted lantern, laughing wall shield. I really want to see what that is. I'm not sure what that is. Narrow tiki statue, tribal bamboo framed art, putterfish ceiling lamp, carousel seahorse, and a beach bar stool. For like styles and everything, we're going to be getting a beach tank, beach board shorts, beach patrol shades, and aviator shades. And then the big thing, the thing that I'll let Brittany talk about, but this is something that they're adding. So go ahead, Britt.
Okay, so I'll just read it because. All right. It says also available for a limited time. Enjoy the company of a soft glowing fireflies on a hot summer night with a new glowing firefly aura. These tiny balls of light are easily startled, so they only appear while you are idle. The aura is available through the seasonal content in game and will also be available on the marketplace. I want to see it.
I want to see it too. I really want this thing.
Please, I want to see it. Wait, so is this available like as a drop in the seasonal content or marks?
Both.
Or
No, I think it's going to be a drop. Maybe it may be a drop, but it's also going to be on the marketplace.
It's probably going to be a rare drop from the actual instance. I'm guessing, or you can buy it from the marketplace. Yeah.
ugh, I'm gonna have to buy it because I know I won't get it.
Because your luck is so bad.
It is. It's terrible. So I'm just gonna have to buy it, and that's fine. But I just want to see what it looks like.
Agreed. Me too.
I want to see.
So the summer event will be coming to the test server eventually.
Right.
So we don't know when it's going to come out. Maybe next week. Hopefully we cross our fingers for next week. Also coming out during this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Yay! Which, Sir Patriot, can you explain what Memorial Day means?
Okay, well, I was actually, I had to hear, Pixie, snap on about this because she was getting annoyed.
Wait, pause. What? Orbit earlier tonight wanted to make a drinking game out of you saying Every time you said someone would have to do a shot. I am so happy this is a dry house because I would not be cognizant right now, sir.
Okay.
Because holy crap. I would be so drunk right now. Could you say you know so much?
Okay.
I just had to share that.
All right.
You make me an alcoholic.
All right.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I heard a lot about this earlier today from Pixie, who's in my league. She was complaining about people on Facebook talking about thanking everybody out there for serving in the military. That's not what Memorial Day is technically for. I mean, granted, obviously, you should go thank, those who are serving and those who have served for their service, because, I mean, everybody, puts in a lot of sacrifice to that. However, Memorial Day is specifically meant to honor those who have died in the line of duty. Everybody who, served in the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and the Air Force, and even the Coast Guard. As far as I'm concerned, Coast Guard, they're military too. They swear the same oath that we do. So, yeah, Coast Guard as well. So, National Guard as well, reserves, all those guys. But yeah, for Memorial Day weekend, I mean, that's for honoring those who have fallen in battle or died in the line of duty and all that. So, do me a favor, if you see a veteran, Memorial Day, thank them and all that. But remember, Memorial Day is for honoring those who came before us and paid the ultimate cost.
That's right. And so with this Memorial Day weekend, we have a special, Daybreak is doing a special boost, as Senior Patriot mentioned earlier, for members. So members get an extra 10% off the marketplace. So we're looking at a 20% off the marketplace this weekend. And that is for everything. Okay, actually, let me go to something I can actually buy. So, I mean, respect tokens for power types, like 800. Respect tokens for buy types, 400. Supplies, which I need to buy radar enhancers, are now 80. They're 80 station cash or daybreak cash whenever they update this thing. I can't. I need more radar enhancers. And now they went down to 80 instead of 90. What? That's so great. I love it. I love it. So, the sale started today, and it will be ending on Monday. You can check out the forums in the announcements for Dex's post to learn more about when it actually ends, like specific times. But it's going to be lasting from today on Friday all the way until Monday on Memorial Day. So, go out there and spend. If you're not a member yet, fix that. Please. You will not want to go back to premium. So, respect tokens, respect tokens are 800, 400, depending on which ones. I mean, for my replay badges, Brittany, they're at like 800 now. For replay badges, for the 350.
You know what would be even better? Is if they were half off.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Just
would.
throwing that out there.
Calm down. Simmer down, lady. And then some Legends characters are 800, 600, and even 400. So that's cool. So that's the sale that's going on this weekend. So I hope you guys all get a chance to take a look at it. Oh, and I can actually show you guys my new legs, which did not say with my armory because I didn't do that. I have to show these legs. These are like badass. Or their feet, actually. I'm sorry, their feet.
We'll probably do a 50% off sale when people stop demanding a 50% off sale.
Meps creeps in.
Did you hear that? You hear that, everybody? No more crying about 50% sale. If you want it, stop asking for it.
Now, I just might start asking for it just so I can get everyone else not.
Oh, stop it.
I mean, I tweet Mark Tuttle. He's the head of marketing and magic stuff. So, I mean, I tweet him. He's a cool dude. I'll tweet him back. It's like, hey, can you make sure there's no more 50% off? And he'll probably go, yeah, sure. Like, understood.
No. Can I tell him how much money I've spent on the game, and then can you just give me a 50% off sale?
You have a conference room named after you. Calm down.
Oh. Can I get a 50% off sale as well? That'd be great.
can I buy Brit for half off? That's what Bob wants to know if she could buy you for half off. I don't know if that's okay. That's what she logged over here for. She thought you were 50% off.
Choose this game to come on soon.
Okay, so as you look on screen, this is the intergalactic tech feat that Bob didn't need to get timed out. What was that? Who timed Bob out? Whoever timed her out, I'm gonna get crap
that
for
wasn't, it. That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
That wasn't me.
You, Grid, what are you doing? Grid, she knows where you are in game. She knows your TS. She knows your TeamSpeak information. She can find you.
She's probably in his TeamSpeak right now, knowing Bob.
Oh, Meps unbanned Bob. Thank you, Meps. So yeah, these are the feet.
SJ's gonna be on next week.
She's not next week. SJ, we tried to, but she's unable to. So, but she did agree to come on the show.
She's gonna come on soon.
Yeah, she's gonna come on soon. When that is, we don't know
Eventually.
yet. Yeah, eventually. So, if you look on the screen, I had to show this off. It's the intergalactic tech feat, and basically it goes up above the knee, and my legs got amputated, and the new gods fit me with these nice legs, which like it has like this bone that glows inside, but it's really just fun to look at it and see how I move with it.
What DLC did this come out with?
That's Halls of Power. This is one of the one of the collections.
I think that came from.
Was it an old one? Because I don't know.
I think that came from one of the War of the Light ones.
Was it War of the Light?
Yeah.
Good job, Jack.
No, because I would look at this. I have 3 radar enhancers. I had 15. I was going all over the maps. I can't remember what this is from. At the same time, remember I skipped War of the Light Part 2.
Wait, where were you looking for this? For those collections?
I was in. I did collections in Halls of Power Part 2 and New Genesis. I didn't do anything Amazon Fury Part 2 because I just didn't feel like it. But I went back into here in the Historic District for War of the Light Part 2. I was running around here and getting collections. And literally, I was just clicking stuff and then opening emails. I thought this was Halls of Power. At the same time, it's new to me, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, it messes up the pants, but at the same time, I don't care. I like these legs. I like these. Good legs. Good legs. But okay. Was there anything else to really touch on tonight?
Oh, we can tell them when the seasonal event ends and when Legends PvE ends.
Oh, did we get dates? I didn't see that we got dates.
Yeah, it was on the what do you call it? The Twitter page. I think it was Meps that responded to somebody about Legends PvE ending on shoot. I think it's June 3rd or June 6th or hold on, I'll look.
Okay, you go to the Twitters.
Oh, June 3rd.
June 3rd is for...
See. Wait, is that right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, June 3rd. Okay. For Smallville, Legends PvE, that's when it ends.
Okay, June 3rd
and
for
then
Smallville.
The 25th is when the seasonal event ends.
The 25th.
So on the 3rd or the 4th, we'll be getting...
No.
Oh, Vagrant!
So on the 3rd,
No, it's
3rd
not.
or the 4th, we'll be getting Trigon's alert, the Trigon's prison alert.
I can't wait.
Gross.
So.
You didn't even run it. Shut up.
Yo, I'm going for 1K. Let's go. I'm going for 1K in like 4 categories. Getting it.
Oh, Jesus.
Getting it.
I love her
That's all I'm gonna
determination.
be doing. Hey man,
Say
feats.
people
Come on.
say I live on this game.
Beats. Beats.
Well, we
I like how
sit-
as soon as I get here, everybody's like, "Oh, so good, it's so good." As soon as
look, chat is
Look at
blowing
it.
up with it.
look at
You found
it was. I was not supposed to. I was actually gonna be like, "All right, we guys got it tonight. I'm gonna go work out." I forget all of my crap as soon as I leave work. I was like, "Oh, it's nice not gonna be so good anymore." I was gonna be ripped. I was gonna look like Superman, you know, try to lose some weight, get tone, look nice and sexy for Pixie, but it's just not gonna happen.
and this is where Meps leaves.
Oh, Matt's here too. No wait,
He was. He stopped.
He
there.
was.
He's doing his in and out thing.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And it's nice that Vagrant, the newest member of the SourceCast, now has his own catchphrase.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, dude. You need to market
There's gonna
that,
be
man.
much more. There's gonna be much more. Someone hand me a beer. I'll come up with like 3 of them right now.
I mean, it's like just that's what you need to do, though, man. When you're doing like a game review on something, and all that, just is it so good or it's so bad?
You found your hook. You found your hook.
Yeah,
so proud.
I'm actually probably gonna when the shameless plug comes up, I'll probably just give them those links because those are more consistent. Anyways, what's going on with the game? Please catch me up real quick.
As we're about to end the show.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. At least he showed up. I'll give him that. I didn't. I looked at the time and I'm like, wow, Vagrant didn't show up yet. No, he's probably taking a night off. It's okay.
I was gonna go work out. I was gonna go lift some weights because gotta get pumped. Gotta look like my in-game character.
Yeah. So, we just talked a little bit about the weekend sale. An extra 10% off for members. So we're looking at 20% this weekend.
And how good it's gonna be.
That's all he really wanted to do is just do his catchphrase. That's all he wanted.
Well, no, someone asked me to do it.
Okay.
It's so good.
We
It's so good.
okay.
All right, anyway.
The summer event will be coming out with new styles, new base items, and a new Firefly aura.
What?
Little fireflies running around you.
Do you earn it through the seasonal?
You either get it from the event or you'll buy it on the marketplace.
Sexy.
See, I knew Vagrant would be happy about that because
All
Vagrant
about
is
them
an aura
auras.
whore.
All about them auras.
Vagrant is an aura whore.
And that's only for a limited time, so it's not going to be on the marketplace forever. Once the event's over, it'll go off the marketplace most likely.
Oh yes. I'm so. I can't wait for this shit.
We also just talked about some server hotfixes and the new Mark Relevancy, adding episode 13 along with 14. So now, episode 13 and 14, Amazon Fury Part 2 and Hall of Power 2, are now the start of our 12 pieces of content. So when episode 15 comes out, the first monthly, we're going to be losing, I think, Labyrinth of Souls. No, we're going to be losing 2...
Souls.
I can't remember which were the first 2 that we're actually going to be going, but we'll be losing. You won't be getting marks from 2 pieces of content from Amazon Fury Part 2 when the next episode comes out.
I'm ready. My body is ready.
Yes. -2.
I've actually been a lot more than I thought I would
Right?
be.
Same here, man. Like all week long, I've been online every single day.
Okay, because see, there's a thing. Like I have so many games to play. Like I know you do, Trex, because you play a lot of stuff.
I don't want to
Right.
play Witcher anymore. I'm playing Witcher
what?
1. I'm playing Witcher 1 because I got
Okay.
it for $5 on Steam with Witcher 1 and Witcher 2 for $5. I'm like, thanks, Steam.
Well-
I shouldn't have done this.
Well, the moral of the story is we have a crap ton of stuff to play.
Yes.
And particularly for me, I'm trying to review certain games. But DC was like, "Yo, we're gonna slap you in the face with all this new content," and I was like, "I ain't ready." But I like what you're doing here. I love the new Genesis stuff. The bounty is fun. The alerts fun. Everything's fun. I love it.
Yeah, I've
my most favorite DLCs to date.
I have been spending so many replay badges on the alert, just because it's so fun.
It is. It was a very, and it almost makes it feel like a lot of the fresh content that came out at launch.
Yeah. So good. It is so good.
You don't do it as good as me.
Whatever. So apparently Mebs wants to have a vote on which episode was better, AF2 or Halls of Power Part 2.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. 2 had a lot of raid content. I'm gonna say Halls of Power Part 2 because we actually got to see a new open world area to explore.
I could get behind that.
I think I want to say Halls of Power Part 2 is my favorite, basically because of this alert. AF2 was my small DLC. Well, no, not really. It added that one solo, which, because I really wasn't at CR level, was difficult as hell for me. At least it took me like 15-20 minutes to beat that thing. Now, since I'm at level, I'm at 113 DPS going in there. I can clear it in like less than 10 minutes. So I love that now. But it's gotten. I'm gonna have to go with Halls of Power Part 2 for me. I absolutely love it. The raids from AF2 were great, but I just like how Halls of Power Part 2 is for me. The alert by itself is hands down the best.
I'm gonna have to go with Amazon Fury Part 2.
Because you're a raider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Labyrinth of Lost Souls is fun though, and I do like Throne. Throne is good. Yeah. Anyone else getting tired of people not completing the wind tunnel now that you know what to do?
Just makes it easier to do it that way.
Yeah. I ran with a group, and Microgrid brought me into the group. It was Grid's fault that I got in. And first off, I went in as a DPS. Thank you, Brittany. I know.
Wow.
I'm at 113 DPS, and I've gotten better with my rotations. And so he was like, "Yeah, you went."
It was even worse though.
So I went as a DPS, and first off, there was like other DPSers apparently, like 3 other ones in this group that failed, and they were at the wind tunnel when I came in.
So you were their 4th option? That's how bad things got?
I guess. I don't know.
Dang.
But I mean, and I wasn't there for the league hall. I wasn't there for the first boss. I was there from the wind tunnel on. And I mean, I definitely topped like 2 of them. I don't know where this other one came up with like astronomical number. I think it was probably Quantum or something.
Quantum.
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 I mean, for me, the DPS was not that bad. I was really proud of myself on how well I did. Especially with the numbers that I saw. It's like, yay, I did fine. But we get to the wind tunnel, and we even made sure. One of the guys even asked for I could. Everyone know what to do? I'm like, yeah, we know what to do. Apparently, no one did. Me and Grid knew, and I think this other guy knew, but the other one didn't. But the guy who asked me, I think his name was like Koala or something. I rolled to a node and stand on it. He rolls with me. I'm like, are you expecting me to move? Why aren't you moving? I got this. And so then both of us move, and it's like, what the hell are you doing, man? I'm gonna stay here. I will stay here. You roll. And he just didn't click, so he failed it. And I got frustrated.
He's like, yeah.
I got frustrated.
It is kind of funny how you can get in there and people are like, what do I do? And then when you see people like actually doing it, it feels pretty nice.
It is.
I like when content actually, it feels like it acknowledges that there's that many players in that instance, rather than it just being like a move from point A to point B.
So Vagrant, while you're here, how was your week?
My week was good. But do I ask? Do you want to know how good it was?
How good was it?
How good was my week? It was.
Deep breath.
It was good.
All right.
Yeah, it was so good, guys. I was I've just been playing DC, you know. It's good.
That's right. After everything that we have to play, we've been nonstop DCing. No, well, playing DC.
I wouldn't say nonstop, but it's more than I've been playing the past couple months.
True that.
For sure.
True that. All right. So, without further ado, it's time for the shameless plug.
Yes.
Be sure to follow us, the SourceCast on Facebook and Twitter. Just type in DCUO SourceCast, or just type in SourceCast. You'll find us. You can find all the videos, all the VODs, over at youtube.com/Trexlight in the SourceCast playlist, and be sure you can also find the audio of the MP3s of this on. You want to leak stuff? Let's leak. Let's do this. Come on.
Do it.
It's too early?
Do it.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
Meps, don't you dare tease me.
Do it. Come on, do it. Okay, he's not going to do it. You can follow the audio over in MP3 format on iTunes or go to Trexlight.com. If you guys have any suggestions or fan mail or whatever, or questions even, you can email us at dcuosourcecast@gmail.com. Soups, where can we find you?
You can, of course, find me at YouTube.
That's all, folks.
Okay, yeah. You can, of course, find me at youtube.com/thedaddy'shouse. I am also on facebook.com/thedaddy'shouse. I am on the Twitter at the Daddy's House there, and occasionally streaming here in several pixels on twitch.tv/thedaddy'shouse. Vagrant, where can we find you?
Should I just give him my newer stuff? What do you think?
Yeah.
Because most likely I might even be streaming tonight. Random stuff.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, my new areas you can find me at would actually be YouTube, www.youtube.com/TrickTracked. All one word. For Twitter's TrickTracked, Tumblr TrickTracked.tumblr.com, Facebook/TrickTracked, Twitch/TrickTracked. I mean, I've been talking in chat. I just posted a whole bunch of stuff as TrickTracked, so I think it's a cooler name for my YouTube stuff, but my DC Universe Online name is still going to be Vagrant, because that's a sexy-ass name. Anyways, Britt, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at @pinkranger_206. And on Twitch, Brittany_Trex. Where can we find you?
You can find me at facebook.com/Trexlight, and you can find me on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Trexlight. Just released a video on how to get the not much of a choice feat, which I'm really proud of, and thank you Grid for helping me out with the video, and thank you to Soar for helping me understand it a little better. I hope it helps everyone out there who hasn't gotten the feat yet. You can find me also on the Twitter at ThisIsTrex, and you guys should also be following me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Trexlight. Why are you giggling?
Because, okay, DCUO the Error said, I look like a mixture of Justin Bieber and Zac Efron. What?
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
I'm not sure. I'm confused. I don't know.
Meps, we see you. Meps, where can we find you?
Find me at alwaysmaps and at DCO on Twitter. Keep playing DCO, everybody. It's a shameless plug, right?
Shameless plug. That's right.
There's
definitely
there shouldn't be a reason that you shouldn't be playing DC with all this good, cool stuff coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, what he said.
There you go. Heard it here. You heard it here first / many times.
Darn
We're
it.
getting a leak.
I want him to leak something.
Dang it, he left. I thought he was gonna leak something.
Maps, you better come back and tell us something like a new style coming out or the next PvP set.
Calm down.
I want to hear more about the damn bombshells.
Nah, screw that. I
right.
want to hear what the next PvP set's going to be.
I
that
like
too.
We all know what the bombshells are all going to be. It's just like big boobs everywhere and stuff.
That is whatever.
See, Meps even told us to keep our pants on about the bombshells because he knows that pants are going to be off.
I mean, I can't even defend it. It's not about the actual sexual appeal of the covers. It was the actually just sporting the old World War II era.
Oh, is that why they call them bombshells?
Exactly.
Oh, I got it all wrong.
Yes.
Damn it.
Vagrant was like, my bad.
What?
Meps have fanboy moments playtesting it.
Pixie, you wish I didn't have pants on. I just got home, babe.
Well, this happened.
I still got my work clothes on.
Are you gonna sell me a digital camera?
I work Geek Squad now, bruh.
I am completely effing jealous right now.
I know, I get free
Stuff.
shiz.
Like what kind of free stuff?
All the bucking time, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, girl. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, I thought we were gonna end this.
Yes, I just.
I'm not allowed to share that information with you, by the way, Britt.
That's true.
Come visit me at Geek Squad, and maybe I'll share.
Ooh.
No thanks.
Ooh.
I'll just look online or ask something else for free. I'm good.
You ain't gonna find that junk.
Dang, yo. That just happened. So I want to give a shout out to, apparently, I saw some new followers. Spectrumus. And who else? GoEQ Star 7 and Suck It Up Princess. I think Suck It Up Princess never followed me either, which I'm really shaking my fist at. You can't see it, but I'm shaking my fist.
That's because you kept getting the slash and the backslash.
I have the slash right now. I have fixed my clinical English error, sir. So giving a shout out to the followers, and also have to give a shout out to the session donators for tonight. Brittany for 25, Cypher for 25, Michael Gray for $12.50. The 50 cents for Vagrant, I know. And then Tony the Nerd for $5. Thank you guys so much for your donations. It's gonna go towards.
I donated 50 cents.
No, Microgrid donated $12.50. The 50 cents is your portion.
Oh, really?
You're not gonna get it.
I get a cut now?
No.
So good right now. So I got a smile on my face. I'm about to get real happy.
Here's the deal. That 50 cents goes towards me buying you a beer when you're next in town.
You gonna buy me like a shot of beer? Because that's what 50 cents is gonna cover.
No, the 50 cents covers some of it. You know, I gotta save some money. So,
bruh, you like e-begging and you can't buy me a beer? It's bullcrap.
I'm buying you a beer. The 50 cents. If the beer is $8,
that's what I thought too, man. My man Trex on here e-begging people, man.
God, it's just I come from the DCUO project where they didn't pay me. I go, Cap, they don't pay me either. No wonder they call me a vagrant.
Yes.
Just drift everywhere. Nobody likes me. I mean, Meps didn't even know me until I said so good.
And now he never wants to come back on. All right, so before we go and start the giveaway, I have to know, Grid, Decon, who won the timeout off?
Me.
Who had the most timeouts?
Believe it or not, I was actually in the lead there for a little bit.
Yeah, well, see,
so good
the next time Meps and Spittle are on FNL and they're like, "Hey, go watch the SourceCast," they'll be like, "With Soups, Trex, and the So Good Guy."
That's basically it. Yeah, that needs to be in your Twitter.
I'm gonna face palm so hard that the back of my hand is gonna touch the wall behind me.
Yeah, so there's a timeout war going on. Soups won the timeout war.
I won it. Really?
How did that? Okay, so I had Soups win.
I only banged up like 2 people.
Decon had 2, you had 2, and Grid had 3. So Grid won.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, Grid won.
So whatever you guys won, talk amongst yourselves. I'm not giving you guys anything. I don't know what's going on. But I thank you for doing your due diligence on keeping the chat clean-ish. Type.
I tried.
All right. So and then next week is the DCUO SourceCast special, where we're going to. It's the all pink cast, the pink cast, whatever you want to call it.
I'm not gonna be there.
Nope. Soups and Vigor are taking the night off because they deserve it.
I'm gonna be seeing a lot of pink cosplays at MomoCon in Atlanta.
Oh my god, that is next week.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh yeah. Gonna be a lot of good stuff to check out over there.
I hope to see a lot of pictures, bro.
I'm gonna be posting on Twitter, so if you want to see everything that I see at that con, follow me at TrickTracked. Just saying, all my TrickTrack stuff.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, but yeah, okay.
I'll find like a really, really, really skimpy outfit just for you, Trex.
Thanks.
Well, we all know that that's what you're gonna be seeing.
I'd rather actually be there to go hang out with Greg Miller.
Oh. I'll tell him you said hi.
Thank you. Do you even know who Greg Miller is?
I do.
Okay.
I actually got to talk to him last year.
Nice.
Hey, make sure you tell him I said hi too. He actually knows me.
That's true. I know him through
Cosplay is not consent.
It is not. Vagrant, it is not.
I was gonna
No.
cosplay.
It is not consent. Thank you, Tony the Nerd. That is very true, cosplayers out there. Cosplay is not consent. So I want to thank you guys so much. So be sure to tune in next week for the All Pink Cast. This is a special podcast where we're going to have Brittany, Pixie, Rooted, which the last 2 are from Cheer Patriots League, and we're also going to we may have Ticken on the show. Ticken is a maybe. I have to message her tonight to verify she'll be there, but if not, it's still going to be a good show. We're going to have the ladies of the SourceCast, which Rooted will be. This will be Rooted's first time on the show, and she's not prepared.
I can't believe you talked her into doing it. I'm just like really surprised you talked her into doing it.
It's just asking nicely. That's all it is. Just asking nicely. Pixie threatening lives. That's how we did it.
That'll probably be the one SourceCast episode that I actually re-listened to.
I see Rooted in chat.
As opposed to the last 30 or so that you've been on.
Oh snap! I mean, that'll be the one I'll listen to constantly. That's the one I'm gonna, because it's gonna be nice and girls and yeah.
Ladies.
I hope everyone's enjoyed Vagrant's last show.
I'm glad nobody heard that other thing that I said. All right.
Thank goodness. So Brittany, are you ready for next week?
Yeah.
Are you gonna talk more?
Nope.
Huh?
That's what Pixie's for.
Wow. Please no. I mean, yeah.
Got it.
Whatever.
Jesus.
So,
man, me and Pixie flirting over here, guys.
So I will be on the show, of course, next week because I have to stream it and record it. So, it should be a fun time. Should be a fun time. Rooted, you're not going to be away. You're going to be on the show. Okay, you're going to be on the show. You ain't running away from this one, lady. You're on the bill. You're on the bill.
Should you make Vagrants a mod in your chat?
Well, now that he's like
Correct.
Yeah.
Because I keep changing names because I'm so weird like that.
What does your name even mean?
It's like 30 million
He's black.
different.
It's a thing.
You say because I'm black? which is true.
He's a black ginger. They exist.
I really am a black ginger.
Dude, that's about 45 minutes.
Yeah, okay. If you girls can talk for 45 minutes, I will end the show for 45 minutes. But I will also have stuff to talk about to bring up as well for you guys. So I am the timekeeper. Be prepared.
Tex, you're always one of the girls, though. Come on.
Thank you.
I'm curious what Balkan did. Balkan like came in here, said hello, and then said
Balkan-
something else, and somebody just like bam.
He asked about the giveaway.
Oh,
You guys don't have, what is it called? Better Twitch or...
I have better Twitch. Yeah,
I'm gonna put
You
the
should get
cutest.
that's what
picture
you
on
see on screen on the stream is better Twitch.
No, but you can see like the people if they get timed out or banned or whatever.
Oh, I'll take a look at my settings. It might not be configured for that.
No, I saw it on yours. I just
Okay.
don't know if Super Patriot saw it.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, if you install the like app or whatever it's called, you can see like all that stuff on there. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's called Better Twitch. It's like a Google Chrome extension. Works out pretty well. I enjoy it. So, all right, it's time for to end the show and start the giveaway. So be sure to stick around. Don't leave the stream just yet. All we're gonna pretty much do is close out the show, and we'll switch over to the giveaway. So I want to thank you guys so much for listening in. Please come out next week. Twitch.tv/Trexlight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And we're going to have the ladies of the SourceCast talk about their gaming experience and what's been going on for that week for DCUO. So we're still going to give you the DCUO news and maybe some leaks. Also, we're going to have the double tournament on FNL next week over at twitch.tv/DC Universe Online. PlayStation tournament and the PC tournament are going to be happening at the same time. Soups and myself will be on the FNL with Meps and hopefully Spittle. So hilarity is going to ensue. We're going to have a good time. So thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
bye.
Good night.
And also have a good Memorial Day weekend. 3-day weekends. Woohoo.
Cosmic puts the STD in stud.